Hello again, Porsche fans. We have a Kyosho. This is the first Porsche mini car collection, so it's really not the best, to be honest with you. I find that many of the ones I get from this collection just aren't as polished as their later versions, but still, let me focus on the back of this so you can see what else is in this collection. You'll see in the bottom there it says 2005, so they're still kind of learning, refining their skill set in making models. Alright, it came screwed to this base. I took it off already. Came with this card. That wine red one would have been cool too. And then some basic info that I can't make any of that out though. This appears to be a 1995 version. According to the Porsche website, this 1995 was the first model year of this car, and it ran up until 1998. There was a 3.6 liter twin turbo flat six in the back. 408 horsepower in the beginning, but by 98 it was 450 horsepower. It was the first twin turbocharged production car, I believe, from Porsche, and it was the first turbo model to have all-wheel drive. Okay, and that's really all I learned. Got these big red brake calipers, but Kyoshos don't have brake sets. They're unfortunately that box didn't have a price on it, but if I had to guess, it's probably like $8 or something when it was brand new. Maybe $6. Let's see. Okay, so let's take a closer look, but to me immediately something's a little off with like the wheels. They're just they do look like it, or maybe it's the wheel gap. Here, if I press this up, yeah, that's what's throwing me off. There's too much of an air gap here, I think, with the tires. Look, if you back up to the side photograph, it does seem like it's lowered. But then again, in resting position, maybe it can change because that rear view actually has a pretty good gap. It actually is, well, you can compare it to the photographs yourself, but something looks weird to me on this one. But until someone makes a better one, I guess this is the best there is. So there's this door handle sticking out. This silver paint is really thick. It's almost hiding the door panel gaps here. There's a bump here for this marker, and that's white on the real car. The front indicators are white on the real car as well. It's nice to see some lug nut details, at least on the 5 spokes there. And it has black paint in the 3 vents here. The clear lenses look okay. You know, I like how they molded it so it looks like there's a light bulb there. But you'll see here, look at this. It's just weird looking. It's not flush. That's what's really not good. It's just stuck on the casting. It's not flush with the inset the casting. Alright, but at least the Porsche crest isn't oversized. You know, I've seen some models like Powfang's where they look like it's got a MacBook on the thing. They're so big, but this one isn't as bad. Although the printing isn't as good. It's overrunning. Alright, so no black paint there. There's the fuel filler door again. The paint's really thick there, but I gotta say the paint's nice and smooth. It's pretty nice. It's just there's a lot of it. Seems to be like a indication of a raised wiper blade, but I don't think there's any black paint on it, so that's too bad. But the molding of the window has black paint, I think, so that's kind of weird that they wouldn't. Maybe it is painted, I just can't tell. It's possible it's painted, so. Alright, yeah, I've casted in blobby mirrors. That's also not very good. Later on, Kyosho would actually have separate plastic mirrors, so. Alright, so the window molding here is definitely painted black. And then the giant tail here. Nice ribbing here. Little wiper blade raised, painted black. And then underneath, the turbo's printed very nice, very crisp printing. The nice thick tail lights look okay. This one maybe wasn't set in properly though. You know, I feel like it wasn't pushed in enough. But it's got some printed on backup lights and then good separation between the orange and the red. Just a blank license plate area, and then the exhaust tips there. You know, there's no paint there. They're definitely chrome on the real car, so a little silver paint would have been helpful. And then there really isn't much of a recess there either. Alright, so you do have a nice tread pattern, although what's up with that tire? It's like missing a giant chunk of rubber. And then it's nice that it tells you what the car is, but see, what I don't like is the fact that this is press fit together. I think that's the case with all the cars from this collection, so that's too bad. I would have liked to have put a brake system into these wheels because there's such an air gap there. I do like that there's actually air passing between the spokes. You can see on the far side, the air there. So that's nice. It's just missing, brakes. I don't know. If the model looked nicer, I might actually... You could theoretically remove the tire and then take some pliers and try to wiggle off the wheel. I'll have to see if I want to do that later. For now, I'm not gonna. Alright, so it's just a black interior, typical of Kyosho. Some molded details, but without a flashlight, you're not gonna see any of them, so... Alright. But I'm gonna guess actually a lot of 911 turbos had black interiors, at least those photographs I pulled up did. Alright, well, let's take a closer look at some photographs, some other castings, not photographs, although technically there is a photograph. Alright, what do we have? I have a Mini Champs. It's a 911 from 2008. It's not a turbo. Let's see, Mini Champs, although they don't make models in 164 anymore, they did a great job when they did. It has a foil sticker, it has reflective side mirror inserts, and then there's no side window, so you can see the nice brown interior with the black dashboard, and the silver on the interior, on the steering wheel as well. Looks like there's a brake rotor as well on the Mini Champs. So, yeah, it just blows away Kyosho as far as the amount of work. The tightness of the details are just much better. In particular, look at the headlights. These look like they're flush headlights. At least more flush than these things are just poking out. Amateur style. Alright, well... Okay, let's see what we have next here. I do have a Kyosho Turbo. It's, I'm gonna guess it's the 997 Turbo. It doesn't say, it just says 911 Turbo on the bottom. It says Turbo S on the back, though. Now this one came from a latter Kyosho collection because it's screwed together. And so I must have felt that it had bad wheels, so that I put on these Word C alloy wheels. And then while I was at it, I repainted the interior tan, because it would have been black from Kyosho. So, yeah, it's better. Okay. Let's see, this next one is a 996 911 GT2, also by Kyosho, and it has white paint, so the paint's really thick on that one, again, to try to cover up the casting, and it shows for sure. And that one, I think, might be from the same collection because it's press fit together, so no mods occurred. Alright, let's go to the top view because it does seem, the 993 is being older. It's definitely smaller than the 997 and probably smaller than the 996, would make sense. You ready? Well, let's let this guy spin on its own a little bit. I do feel like this, for me, this is my favorite generation of 911. The 993 series, it was the last of the air-cooleds. And this was the pinnacle of that generation. So, for me, this is my favorite 911, I suppose, at least in a stock type of 911, not talking about dedicated race cars. But I'm pretty sure someone sooner or later will make this in a premium format. It definitely needs to be done. For the price that this Kyosho originally went for, sure, it's an okay model. Maybe if it was $6 or $7. But in the year 2021, you can clearly tell there's something a little bit weird about it. It just doesn't look quite like the photograph behind, right? So if like Mini GT took this on, I'm sure they would do a better job. And since they seem to make Porsches already, that would be the most likely candidate. Although if Inno64 made it, I wouldn't object to that, and possibly if Tarmac Works made it, maybe they would do a good job. We don't know. Okay, well anyway, so that's it for today. It's not the best Porsche 911 casting, but it's probably the best one that there is today of this 993 Turbo. If you know otherwise, please let me know, because I'll definitely go and buy that one. Alright, thanks for watching. See you around.